Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So it's about time for another Q&A video, and I am super excited because I'm going to be answering both personal questions as well as questions about my medical health. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Also, I want to quickly say thank you guys so much for everybody who is subscribed to my channel. Today I reached 20,000 subscribers, so I am super excited and grateful for everybody that is subscribed and for being part of this family and this journey. So thank you guys so much. But for anybody that is new here, I want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Cindy Flores, and on my channel I share my kidney transplant journey as well as testimony, travel vlogs, lifestyle videos, and lookbooks, and so much more. So if you are new, definitely consider subscribing. And I'm so sorry because you can hear my chicken outside like singing, so hopefully she stops soon. She just laid an egg, so she's like super excited. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Okay guys, so I quickly also want to say thank you guys so much for all the questions and for all the amazing comments you guys left. Like, there was so much love and I truly appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. Okay, so the first questions that I'm going to be answering are from my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll link it down below and I'll put it right here so you guys can go follow. I post more of my personal life on my Instagram, but I do always like post YouTube stuff as well. So definitely go follow if you aren't. So the first question that I received on Instagram, I'm so sorry, my phone keeps going off. How do you overcome or prevent a UTI? Okay, so this is like very TMI, but you know, we're honest and we're open here. So I only got a UTI once, and it was right after my transplant, 5 days after my transplant. So I remember I was discharged and then I started to get like a fever and chills and start to feel really sick, but I didn't feel anything down there that was like signals of like something. And I called my coordinator and she told me to come in, and they ran tests and they found out it was a UTI, and they gave me antibiotics and everything was good. So that's how I basically overcame, just taking the antibiotics that they gave me. And how do I prevent it? Honestly, I'm not quite sure because I don't even know how I got it, but basically what I recommend for anything, drinking a lot of water, making sure you're cleaning yourself, and really like basically taking care of your diet and your health and your hygiene. Next question, did you get any rejection from society after kidney transplant? No, I don't believe I ever got any rejection from society. I felt like I got more, I don't want to say rejection, but I got more looks or whatever when I was dealing with kidney disease. And I say this because when I first started dealing with kidney disease, prednisone, you guys know, it leads to like the chipmunk cheeks and, you know, that moon face. And I remember during that like time of taking so much prednisone, I did get like the big moon face, and a lot of people don't understand that, you know, just regular people that are healthy and don't really know about taking medications, they don't really understand that when you take medications there's a lot of side effects that go with it. So I felt like people didn't understand me as much when I was dealing with kidney disease, rather than now I feel like people see me more healthier. They see me like looking better for the simple fact that I was super skinny back then. Now I've gained more weight and it's more like normal for them, and my health is more like them, if that makes sense, healthier. So there's no really like rejection. It's more like, okay, I'm another healthy person again. Like, you continue with your life, you continue with like work, you know, raising a kid. Like, does that make sense? I hope this is making sense. But I felt like there was more rejection when I was like dealing with kidney disease and being on dialysis, because I was so set apart. I was different, and different in a like medical aspect, different, and health wise different, not because of something else, but because of my health. So I didn't really get rejection from society after transplant. Our next question, how did you deal with having kidney failure, such as doing PD, then your transplant? So dealing with kidney disease has been like a long journey of mine. I was first diagnosed when I was 12 and I'm now 24. So what? That's 12 years of me basically battling this disease. The hardest time, like I mentioned before, was when I first started dialysis and I was pregnant. And my way was basically And this is just with anything in life. When I'm going through something super hard or something that, you know, a burden that is like heavy, I usually like to keep things to myself. And I know for other people it might not be healthy, but for me personally, I would keep it to myself because I didn't like to worry my family. And I kind of wanted it to just be me and God at that situation. Like when I'm going through something hard, I just needed to be alone. I just needed to be me and like focus on me and God and like serving him and just trusting him, because I'm not the type of person that likes to focus so much on a problem or likes to dwell and like feel sorry for myself, because I did that for some time and it was just not healthy. So I had to like push through that, had to overcome, because the process, it's a tough process, but you learn a lot along the way. You have to endure and you have to be patient. And that's what I learned throughout my process. But an overview of how I dealt with my situation was basically trusting in God, remaining on the word and his promises that he has for me, and just basically thinking about everything in the most positive way as possible, because the minute you start to dwell on that negative, it will quickly consume you and things will get worse, and it will like wrap you up and make you really believe that you are in a worse situation than you truly are, if that makes sense. Next question. Can you update us on your LASIK surgery? Okay, so I got LASIK eye surgery about 4 or 5 months after my transplant. I do have a vlog here on my channel of my experience, so I'll link it down below and I'll put a little card note right here so you guys can go watch it after. But it's been about 2.5 years since I got LASIK, and honestly guys, my eyes feel great. Like I could see perfectly. My vision hasn't changed. I know in the future I will need adjustments, but to this day it's been doing really, really good and I love it. I have no irritation in my eyes and no itchiness, no watering near my eyes, like nothing. It feels really good and it was the best investment that I made on my body to this day. Next question. What made you want to start a YouTube channel? That's a really good question, because I would have never thought that I would have a YouTube channel, and it's crazy to even think that I have 20,000 subscribers now. But what made me want to start my YouTube channel was when I first realized that, okay, I'm going to start working myself up for a transplant, so I want to do my research on it because I don't want to go into this blindly. So when I got on YouTube, because you know, like, well, I didn't even go specifically to YouTube to like look for, you know, a story. I went to Google. That's where I usually like use, and I typed in kidney transplant, and I remember there was like, it shows you like an options of videos, but then there was only one person that had a story. And I remember at this time it was like 7 years old or something like that. It was really old, and I watched it, but it didn't go into detail. It didn't show too much of like the personal aspect. Like, I don't know, it wasn't as informative as I wanted it to be, I guess you could say. And there was nobody that I could really talk to at the time that I knew that had a transplant. Like, a lot of people that you know are dealing with kidney disease are basically your friends from the dialysis clinic, and you could talk to the patients there, but not everybody has gotten a transplant. That's why they're on dialysis. Some of them have and then like have to go back on dialysis, but it's not too many of those people that are, you know, that you'll meet that say, oh, they already had a transplant, it failed, and they're back on dialysis. So I remember I would just basically search, and I found that one video, and like I said, I wasn't too satisfied, too fond of it. And I said to myself, I said to my sister, I was like, you know what? I think I want to start a YouTube channel, and I want to like document my journey and how it is dealing with kidney disease at such a young age, because kidney disease affects a lot of people here in the world, but it's kind of rare to see like a younger person dealing with kidney disease. You know, people with kidney disease are usually 50 and higher, like in age. So I was like, I'm gonna share my journey, and I'm gonna be open about it. I'm gonna show the good and the bad, and I'm gonna be as transparent as possible. So that's what really made me want to start my YouTube channel. The first video that I made was just basically an introduction, which I'm going to be doing like a reaction. I haven't watched my old videos in a while, so I'm going to be soon filming a reaction video to that. But yeah, that's what made me want to start. When I first started my channel, I only had my 2 subscribers, my mom and my sister, and as time grew, the family grew, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey and humbling, and it's been a great experience. I love YouTube. I love making videos for you guys, so it's been super fun, and I love it. Okay, next question. How long after transplant did your tummy feel healed? Like, not numb? That's a really good question, because after transplant, it took me a while for my stomach to feel like not numb. And I want to say like a year or so, maybe a little less, but It took me a while, and to this day I have like this weird like sensation. Like I hate touching my transplant because I feel like that numbness. It's so weird. I don't even know how to explain it, but the numbness didn't go away for a long time, and to this day I still sometimes feel like that weird numbness sensation. But I don't know, it could possibly be a mental thing or something. But yeah, it took me about a year or so for the numbness to go away. Next question, when can I join the gym after transplant surgery? Okay, so like I mentioned before on my workout videos, I'll link them down below for you guys. I didn't start working out in my abdominal area 6 months after transplant, but I did start like running and walking. I started walking about 3 months, and then when I mean by walking, like long walks, about 3 months after transplant. Started running about 4 or 5 months into transplant. And yeah, but I would say join the gym about 6 months, and even then like start out super light when you're working out, because your body is not used to it and you can really hurt yourself and strain a muscle if you just like go all in your first day. Next question, how is your relationship with the father of your daughter, and are you and your boyfriend planning on marrying? So our relationship is pretty good. I will be making a video on our relationship pretty soon because I actually had a lot of people ask me that question. So I will be making a video on it, so stay tuned for that video. But everything's pretty good. He's doing good and he's still there. So I'll tell him that you guys all said hi because I had a lot of people ask about him. Okay, next question. What did you do to increase your faith during your anxiety period? Didn't you have doubts about God? So I love this question that you asked. Thank you so much for asking that. During my time that I was dealing with anxiety, the thing that I held on to the most was God during that time. This for me was so hard. I was dealing with so much in my life. I had so many like trials, and I was just going through a really dark phase. But in the midst of it all, I knew to trust in God. Like my soul was always like seeking God. My soul was always like praying and asking God, and I didn't have any doubts on what God was doing. I knew, like I always said, God, this is temporary. I'm gonna overcome it, and I know that you will heal me from this, because this is not, you know, forever. Every season that we go through, it's temporary. Nothing will last forever. Everything in life is temporary. And I was just like, God, I don't know how long I have to go through this, but I know I will overcome this. And thankfully, after 2 years of dealing with this, I was healed from it. And honestly, I had to go through that so God can like make me stronger, because now I know the spirit of anxiety and I know how to battle it. And the minute, you know, anything like that starts to kick in, boom, I just shut the door, I close it, and it's like, you know, and it goes away. But thankfully, I haven't had any of those attacks. Recently I've been feeling really good, and I've been trusting in God, because at the end God does everything perfectly. And even though we might not understand what we're going through in life, I just know that at the end God is in control, and his purpose will be done in my life no matter what. No matter if I don't like the process, no matter if it's completely contrary to what I feel, I just know that he knows better and he knows me better. Okay, so now the next set of questions, I am going to be taking them from my YouTube, from the community tab. There are a lot of questions, so I don't want to I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to read the question part of it. But guys, so many of the comments that you guys left me were like super heartwarming like messages, and I truly appreciate it. I read every single one of them, guys. Never think that I don't read a comment or a message or anything. Like, yeah, sometimes I don't have time to reply to everybody, but just know that I read it. Okay, first question, what is your creatinine level? So my creatinine level is currently 0.8. So the highest it's ever been, I want to say, is 13, and that was when I was on dialysis. But after my transplant, it decreased pretty rapidly, and it's been at 0.8 since my transplant. How are you, beautiful? Thank you for asking. I'm doing really well. I feel blessed and I feel happy and alive, so thank you. Next question. Hi Cindy, how are you doing? I'm 1 year and 8 months post-transplant. I still have side effects, especially diarrhea and headaches. Also, what sunscreen protection do you use? Okay, so I use the most basic sunscreen. I'll put a picture right here so you guys can see, and I'll link it down below. Anything honestly works. It makes no difference in my opinion. Next question. Hi, I really want to know so much about you because you're such a strong and inspiring person. Thank you so much. I don't really know how to ask you any of my questions, so I'll just watch your video. like always, and I hope it answers the questions I don't know how to ask. I don't mind if you don't want to answer my questions. How old were you when this all started? And did you get all the support you wanted? And do you know I love you? Oh, thank you. So like I said, I was 12 years old when it started, well, when I was first diagnosed. But this whole like journey, I want to say like all of this didn't start until 5 years ago or so, because that's when it really got tough. That's when I started dialysis, the whole transplant journey, and when it really got serious. Thank you so much for all the love and for always commenting on my stuff. Thank you. I love you. Next question. Hi, Cindy. Have you discovered your purpose on earth? If so, what do you think you're here to contribute? So I first want to start out by saying it's not that I discovered or fulfilled my purpose here on earth, because I am a true believer of if I still have breath, then there's still a purpose in my life. But I do like know, where I'm heading, which direction I want to go in life, the goals that I have for myself. I have a very strategic future planned out for myself and where I want to go and the goals that I'm trying to reach. So I hope that answers your question. And one thing that I feel like I want to contribute is basically being an inspiration to others, motivate people, give the word, spread the word of God, and help people reach their full potential in any aspect possible, in their spiritual, in their mental, in their physical. Like, I love to help others and like help them push and want more, if that makes sense. Like basically motivate others. Next question. Hello, Cindy. God bless us all. What you're doing is great. I'm going to visit America for the first time in May, 11 months post-transplant. Any special care I should be taking? Please visit India. Okay, so congratulations on being 11 months post-transplant. That's super exciting, and I know the first year is super tough, so yay to 11 months. My tips for traveling with the transplant, there's a ton. I actually have a video on it. I think I have 2 videos talking about traveling with the transplant. I'll link them down below so you could definitely check it out, and hopefully it answers your question in further detail. But definitely bring backup medications, bring anything you might need in case of an emergency, and just basically wear your mask, make sure you're staying protected, wear it in the airport or in crowded places. And hopefully one day I do plan to visit India, because I know a ton of my viewers are from there and I really want to go over there, so hopefully soon. Next question. Haven't heard you mention your fiance Anthony for some time now. Is he doing okay? Sorry if this is too personal. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. I am post-transplant 5 months now, and your videos have helped me tremendously during my pre-transplant and post-transplant journey. Thanks for being there for us transplant patients. Well, thank you, and I'm so happy my videos have helped you along your journey. Anthony is doing good, like I mentioned before. I will be discussing our relationship in another video. Like I said, you guys keep asking for Anthony, but he's doing good, we're doing good. So yeah, next question. Hi Cindy, I just wanted to ask you, when I got diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, I was immediately admitted to the hospital and was given fluids through an IV, and I don't know why. So can you please tell me, and also can your kidney function go up with the keto diet, as I have chronic kidney disease stage 3 at age 15, and my doctor said my kidney function went from 36 has gone to 37. Can it? And also, does a transplant hurt? Like, how bad? And love your videos. Well, honestly, I don't know too much about the whole keto diet. I've never done it. And yes, it is possible for you to increase your function if you change like your diet or, different things. If you catch it early on and you help, like, you do things to like boost your function. Also, how bad does a transplant hurt? The transplant, it's like any other surgery. It is gonna hurt, it's gonna be painful, but the pain goes away within 2 weeks, like the whole incision pain. I'll link a video where it talks about my post-transplant tips down below so that you can see it and kind of like see a little bit more about the pain process, because I do mention more about it in that video that I'll link for you below. Okay guys, so those are all the questions that I have. I did read the other messages that I received that were just basically messages of thank you and encouragement, so thank you guys so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you guys very much. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a blessed and beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video.